y'all, and welcome to another video. You probably recognize this from a couple of videos ago. And when I top coated it, I didn't do a very good job. It was kind of like operator error. I really wasn't taking my time to make sure that I evenly distributed the resin equally on the piece. So you can tell that there are what I call you can call them bald spots, you can call them divots, whatever you want to call them. They're just imperfections on top of this piece. Now, if you're new to resin and this happens to you, don't think it's the end of the world and you've lost your piece, because there is a way to correct it. And I also want to ask y'all's opinion, because I'm kind of not happy with the white. So let me know if y'all like the white, or maybe everything would look good in a darker color. Maybe black, or maybe a dark, like a dark green. I don't know. But I have my sanding block. I tried to find a larger grit sandpaper, but I couldn't find any. And my garage looks like a hurricane hit it. I mean, literally, it looks like a hurricane hit it. That's not. I'm not exaggerating. Um. Anyway, so what I'm doing is, you can tell that this sanding block has made quite a few trips around the block. But when I use this, I usually, you can either use it dry or you can use it wet. And I love to wet sand, because the to me, the dry sanding just reminds me of running your fingernails along the chalkboard. I know, y'all got goosebumps, right? I know, I had goosebumps all the time I was doing this project. So I usually wet sand, and I could have wet sanded this piece, but since I was coming right back on it with the resin, I didn't want to take a chance on it doing the exact same thing that it did before, in the fact that it's got these little bald spots all over it. Even though I would dry it off really well, I just didn't want to take that chance. So I'm gonna dry sand it right here. And I mean, you can use wet sanding. To me, wet sanding is a little more gentle, but it still does the job, just like you would if you were to dry sand. My personal preference is wet sanding, but like I said, just dry sanding gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's I can't stand it. Even looking at it now, I'm getting goosebumps. But anyway, all I'm doing right now is just going along and sanding out those imperfections. And as you can tell by the speed of this video, I sanded quite a bit. And I didn't want to bore y'all, so I sped up the video a little bit. I wish I could sand that quick, but it's all worth it in the end. And if you're new to resin, don't think that sanding your piece is going to ruin it either, because once you clean it off really well and put your top coat on it, it'll look really nice. You won't even be able to see any sand marks or anything through that resin, which is really, really awesome. I think it is. So I'm finished with the bald spots, and all I'm doing right now is just giving it a light sand, the whole piece, because when I put the top coat on there, I don't want it to dry or maybe cure unevenly, because the after you do the sanding, it gives that resin something to cling to. I know y'all are going, "Oh my goodness, India, you're ruining it." Yeah, see, I have to throw that sponge out because it just doesn't work anymore. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking my alcohol, spraying it down really well, and then I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe it off. And I don't know if y'all remember, I don't know, I think it was in the video where I initially made this calendar that, or it may not have been, I don't remember, but I told y'all that once I reached 400 subscribers that I would make an announcement. So this morning I looked and I was at 401. So I did reach 400. So either in the next video or the video after that, I will make the announcement. So I mixed up my resin. There's 2 milliliters of liquidy split there, and just about to top coat it. Now the liquidy split is great for pieces like this. It's only got a 15-minute work time, but it's great for artists that make tumblers because you can spread it on, your project like this, or maybe a tumbler, a cup, whatever you're making, and it will be dry to the touch in 4 hours. Now, I came in to check on this, and it was dry in 3.5 hours. So, which was really awesome. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with their other resins because they're not curing like they should. And I have one more idea that I'm going to do with the KS resin before I reach out to them and just let them know that, is it just me that's having this problem, or did you change your formula in how you manufacture it? I don't know. But there's one more thing that I want to try out. And if that doesn't work, I will be contacting the manufacturer. So you see that I've got 4 little cups there that are going to be my props. Now, when I was coating this calendar, my phone cut off. So I lost all footage of me coating this calendar. I know it happens. It happens, but it's frustrating because there are artists out there that are just starting out in with resin work, and maybe they want to see somebody coding a project. I mean, you don't know. And that's what's so frustrating about it, is because that is part of the teaching process, is that, with this type of project, there were imperfections in it. It needed to be corrected. I showed how you can correct it, and Then comes the next step, and the next step is totally cut out because of this stupid freaking camera on the phone. I digress. So anyway, this calendar was laying around for about a week. Therefore, the resin had cured pretty well on that tape. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm doing right now, is I'm taking my heat gun, and when you apply heat to resin, it will, what do you call it? Thin or soften it. That's the word I'm looking for. It will soften it to where, in this case, it will just come right off with the tape. And that's another lesson learned, that the longer you leave your tape on the back of your projects and it's got resin drips on it, the less likely it's going to be easy taking it off. Did I say that right? Anyway, and in this case, I was not applying I wasn't applying a lot of heat, but I just didn't want to risk the chance of starting to melt my project. So that's why it looks like I'm kind of having a little bit of a hard time. But anyway, it all came off. It's all good. Yeah, I don't apply a lot of heat to it. And after you apply the heat, that heat doesn't stay hot for very long, maybe a couple of seconds. I know, sorry y'all can't see the top of it, but so let me know, and I'll see you later.